The restaurant was buzzing with the soft clink of glasses and murmurs of wealthy patrons, but at the corner table, all eyes seemed drawn to a single scene. A tall, broad-shouldered man in a plain shirt sat across from his young daughter. His hands were rough, clearly a man used to hard work, not luxury. He was a single dad, and tonight, for the first time in years, he'd been invited into a world that wasn't his. The invitation came by accident, or perhaps fate. His daughter had befriended a classmate at school, a boy whose father happened to be one of the wealthiest men in the city, a billionaire known for his arrogance. That's how the single dad found himself seated at this long table, surrounded by polished silverware and chandeliers, with curious eyes darting toward him as though he didn't belong. The billionaire smirked, swirling his wine. "So tell me," he said, his voice dripping with amusement, "what exactly do you do? You look different from the usual company I keep." There was no malice in the dad's response. Instead, he smiled warmly and said, "Well, I'm raising my daughter alone. I work where I can, fixing machines, helping at construction sites. But my real pride?" He paused, his daughter beaming at him. "I speak 9 languages." The table went quiet for a moment, before laughter erupted. The billionaire chuckled loudest of all. 9 languages? And you still struggle to pay your bills? Tell me, what good is knowing 9 languages when you don't even own a car that's newer than a decade old? His daughter shifted uncomfortably, but the father only patted her hand gently. "Knowledge is never wasted," he said softly. "One day, you'll see." The evening might have ended there, with the single dad dismissed as a curiosity, but destiny intervened. As waiters moved in and out, one young server dropped a tray, shattering glasses everywhere. He bent to pick them up, his face pale with panic. The billionaire snapped, annoyed at the disruption. But the dad noticed something else. The waiter was trembling, whispering under his breath in a language few could recognize. The dad stood up, knelt beside him, and spoke gently in that same tongue. Instantly, the boy's eyes lit up. It was his native language. In seconds, the fear drained from his face, replaced by relief. The dad guided him, helped clean up the mess, and even reassured the manager in flawless French, explaining the boy's nerves as he translated for him. Murmurs spread across the table. But it didn't stop there. Moments later, an elderly guest at another table suddenly collapsed, clutching her chest. Chaos erupted. Calls for help rang out in different accents. Her family didn't speak English well, and the staff couldn't understand them. The single dad rushed over, switching effortlessly between languages, Spanish to calm the panicked family, Italian to call out to the chef for ice, German to explain to another guest who was a retired doctor. It was like watching a conductor guide an orchestra. His voice, steady, clear, compassionate, cut through the confusion. The woman was stabilized until paramedics arrived. When it was all over, the billionaire sat frozen, his earlier smirk gone. He realized that in the span of minutes, this man, the one he had laughed at, had united strangers, saved a life, and brought dignity to people who might otherwise have been ignored. The billionaire cleared his throat, visibly humbled. "I misjudged you," he admitted, his eyes lowered. The dad simply smiled, gathering his daughter close. "We all have different kinds of wealth," he said quietly. "Mine isn't measured in money. It's in what I can give to others." The little girl leaned her head on her father's shoulder, proud beyond words. And for once, the billionaire didn't laugh. He sat in silence, reflecting, realizing he had just witnessed a richness far greater than his bank account. The night ended not with arrogance, but with a newfound respect, and a powerful reminder that true wealth isn't in what you own, but in how you touch the lives of others. The next morning, life returned to its ordinary rhythm for the single dad. He packed his daughter's lunch, tied her shoelaces, and walked her to school with the same quiet devotion he carried every day. To him, the night before had been just another chance to help, another reminder that his gift had meaning. But for the billionaire, something had shifted. He couldn't sleep that night. The words echoed in his mind, "We all have different kinds of wealth." For years, he had measured success in stock prices, cars, and properties. Yet all his fortune hadn't given him the power to bring calm to chaos, or warmth to frightened strangers. By noon the next day, the billionaire appeared at the school gates, waiting awkwardly near the fence. When the dad arrived, holding his daughter's hand, he was surprised to see the man there. "I wanted to thank you again," the billionaire said, his voice stripped of arrogance. "Anne. I wanted to offer something. Not charity," he added quickly, seeing the flicker in the father's eyes. "But an opportunity. You have a gift that the world needs. Languages connect people. I could use someone like you. Not to work under me, but to lead, to build something new." The dad hesitated. He had been offered jobs before, but always from people who saw him as a tool, not a person. This time felt different. "What exactly are you offering?" he asked carefully. "A partnership," the billionaire said. "You build programs, teach languages to children, to immigrants, to employees across the globe who need connection. I'll provide the funding. You'll provide the heart." The daughter's eyes widened. "Dad, you always wanted to do that," she whispered. For the first time in years, the dad allowed himself to dream bigger than survival. He nodded slowly. "If this truly helps people, not just profit, then yes. I'll do it." The billionaire extended his hand.